Let's talk about how this box and these mailers can cause one of the biggest arguments in the reseller community you could ever imagine, and how the hate and the backlash against the opinion I'm gonna have in this absolutely explodes on social media. Come with me and I'm gonna explain it to you in today's video. Welcome back into the channel, guys. And if you couldn't guess by the small little intro teaser there of the video, we're gonna talk about eBay, reselling on any platform, shipping, and the proper packaging and material, and what to do and not do and why. And specifically, I want to talk about reusing and recycling packaging material like boxes and envelopes and such, because it seems to cause such an outcry on social media and people seem to get so up in their feelings over it. And I want to explain my opinion. Hear me out through this video, and then I want to hear what you guys think about it. Feel free to be honest in the comment section, but please be nice to myself and to everyone else in the comment section. So the argument goes like this. People post a post on Facebook or social media. I'll put a screenshot up of one or something that I find, and they reused a pizza box or a cereal box or a diaper box or a beer cardboard box of some sort, and they ship their item out in that, and they get a negative feedback, or a buyer complains, or somebody gives them crap about using one of these types of packaging, and they come on there, and all of a sudden they get about 300 people in the comment section who agree with them, saying, oh my goodness, I think it's just fine, great job for recycling, that's a perfectly good box or packaging, as long as the item arrives safe, everybody should just shut up, and we're doing a good thing for the earth, and all these things. And let me preface the whole video by saying I'm all for recycling. I'm all for saving everything when you can and doing the best that we can, you know, for the planet and the environment and everything that goes along with that. Of course, if the option is to recycle versus not, I'm gonna recycle. So here's where the issue comes in, and this is twofold because we have two separate types of people to cover here. So number one, let me give you the reasons why you should never recycle and reuse packaging material, okay? There's several reasons, but stick with me. Stay with me here, guys. Number one is if you're reusing boxes. So this is an Amazon box that we just got. We just ordered something on Amazon. This is just a normal like 8x6x4 box, whatever this is. And this box is in great shape, right? It's still solid. You could ship something in this box and be just fine. But a lot of boxes don't hold up this well, especially if you've ordered something heavy or big. The integrity of a box, the integrity of a reused mailer can definitely be degraded, and it could cause you issues if something was to fall out, or the box gets further damaged, or it degrades in transit and your item gets, you know, no good. We'll call it that. That's reason number one. Number two is if you're using something like a pizza box or a food box or something like a reused perfume box, those could bring allergies into play. People may have some kind of, you know, negative reaction to those if there's some leftover contents in there. So I've seen somebody use a peanut box one time. Absolutely a terrible idea. Also, there could be smells, there could be odors that could not only affect the buyer, could affect the item that you put inside the box or the envelope. So that's another reason why you don't want to reuse packaging, especially not food or sensitive smell or odors like a perfume box, or maybe even like a baby, you know, a diaper box is probably a bad idea. Any of that stuff is bad. And the third reason, which is the one that seems to get everybody all up in arms, is professionalism. And so you want to use a box that puts your business in a good light, right? And a lot of people say, and I'll get to these arguments in a minute, I'm not a professional seller, I'm a hobby seller, I'm part-time, I'm just making some extra cash. And I'll address that. But remember, when people send on Poshmark, we see people get negative ratings for not putting tissue paper in it, right? Imagine the negative feedback that a lot of buyers are willing and will leave on eBay or Amazon or wherever else because you reused a pizza box or a beer can box or a diaper box. There are millions of buyers, I promise you. I've seen it so many times in my groups that will leave you negative feedback for reusing boxes like that and not being professional. So you don't want to risk your business because you run into that buyer. Whether you believe they're being ridiculous or not, that's their opinion. And this is one of the hardest things for eBay sellers and resellers online in general to cope with. It's not about you. It doesn't matter what you think is going to sell. It matters what The buyers want to buy. Doesn't matter what you think about recycling or helping the planet. It matters what your potential buyer thinks about it. And they may not agree. They might agree with you on the recycling part, but they might not agree with you on reusing the boxes. Something as simple as shipping an eBay sale in a box that's got Amazon Prime on it, that may confuse a buyer and they might leave you negative feedback for drop shipping. They might think you drop ship, or they might report you. There's a million reasons why a reused package or a box can get you in trouble. Allergies, professionalism, the drop shipping issues, the buyer on the other side thinking it's not professional. There's so many reasons. Why risk it? Why risk it? It doesn't matter what you think and what you believe in and what you think you're helping the planet. And you may be, maybe not. It matters what your potential buyer is going to think. And I promise you, if they leave you a negative feedback for unprofessional materials or you reusing a pizza box, you're not going to get it removed. If you do, it's because the agent's just being like not caring and just saying, yeah, remove it. But in today's day and age, eBay is almost likely 99% of the time not going to remove that negative feedback. And you're going to be stuck with it, right? Why do that to yourself? So let me address the people that say they're just hobby sellers and part-time sellers. Nothing wrong with trying to make a little extra money. Nothing wrong with being on Social Security or disability or having limits to what you can make or just having a little bit of time, after work to make some money. Even if you sell one item a day, one item a month, one item a year, don't you want to cast yourself in a professional light? Wouldn't you rather know when you ship your material it's not going to degrade, it's not going to unimpress the buyer? Is that a word? Unimpress the buyer? It's not going to get you in trouble, it's not going to earn you a negative feedback. Wouldn't you like that peace of mind? And so then the second part of this argument comes in where people say, well, I'm only a hobby seller, I only make a few bucks, I can't afford to buy material. And I think that's just horseshit. Excuse my language. Horse hockey? Let me tell you guys, these are free. Padded flat rate mailers, if you're shipping out things like heavy sweaters or jeans that might be a couple of pounds, could be cheaper to ship it for $8 than this. These poly mailers from eBay are not the cheapest. I get these with my free coupon for having a store, but when I buy regular poly bags that look just like this, they just don't have the eBay marketing. Even if you only buy like 200 at a time or 300 at a time, not even that many, enough to last you the whole year if you're only somebody that maybe sells one item a day, they only cost like 7 or 8 cents. If you buy them in huge bulk, you can get them for as low as 4 to 5 cents, depending on the sizes that you're buying. If your customer who buys a t-shirt, a $50 t-shirt or a $30 t-shirt, that you're gonna mail out in one of these, even at 10 cents a piece, is not worth 10 cents for you to be professional, that you gotta go dig one of these out of the trash, you shouldn't be selling. And I'm sorry, hobby seller or otherwise, have pride in your work, have pride in your business. It's 10 cents, guys. It's 7 cents. It's 8 cents. That's one item. If you're not making enough profit on an item to afford an extra dime, you got other problems. Bubble mailers with the protective bubble mailer padding. And I'll link where I get my stuff down below. I buy thousands of these every few months. I'll link it below. And almost every one of the links that I'll provide you down below have different quantities. So you don't have to buy as much as me. The link will probably come up with the quantity that I bought. I usually buy 1,000 of these and 1,000 of these. You can change the quantity. So if you need them, check them out. Bubble mailers with bubble protective 2 mil padding, self-steel. These run, I want to say this 8x10 ran me like 18 cents a piece. Again, the bubble mailers, they're about twice the price, but 18 to 20 cents. If you're shipping something in this, it's probably because you want to protect it a little more, probably because it's worth a little more money, which means you probably made a little more money on it. If you can't afford 18 to 20 cents to protect your items and be professional, you got other problems, right? Boxes. Now let's talk about this because these are a little more expensive. So this Prime box I keep. I would personally, in a pinch, reuse this. This is a solid box. I've torn off all the shipping labels, as you can see. It's just a little barcode. However, this has Amazon Prime tape on it. Well, you can easily, they're not that difficult as I say it for the video, generally with a pair of scissors, and I don't have fingernails very well, but there you go. You can tear these off pretty easily and get rid of the Amazon, retape it with your stuff. In a pinch, I would reuse this because it is a corrugated professional box and it's very, very good shape. And I could get rid of the Amazon Prime or I could cover it up. If I sold something on Amazon FBM, I'd use this all day long. So with that being said, boxes in this size and this shape, which I have a little bit of. I don't ship a lot in boxes, but I do keep about 50 to 100 boxes, different sizes. This size box probably run you, if you buy 25 of them, probably about 75 cents. They're sub $1, right? These things are about 75 cents. If you buy them, I think I bought a pack of 100 and I could mix and match the sizes. Again, I'll link it below. And I think when I bought the 100 mix match sizes, the small ones were like 30 cents, the medium ones were 40, and the large ones were 50 cents. If you're shipping something in a box, good chance it's worth north of 30, 40, 50 bucks. It's probably worth some decent money. It's worth 50 cents, guys, to put a box. This stuff is not as expensive as you think. You can go out and buy yourself, 100 polys for 20 cents a piece, 20 bucks, 100 or bubble polys rather, 20 bucks, 10 bucks, that's $30. Buy yourself 50 bucks worth of boxes. All of a sudden you have $80 worth of packing material. And even if you're a small seller, you've got months worth of material. So there's no excuse to not have the correct packaging material, at least not from a price standpoint. You could sell 2 or 3 items. If you're selling $30, $40 items, you paid for all this stuff, right? Part of business is spending money to make money. And that just doesn't mean your inventory, your cost of goods. It also means your proper packaging material. And here's my honest opinion, and this is gonna probably catch me some heat, but I'm fine with that. You guys know that I'm honest with you on this channel. I think a lot of these arguments in Facebook groups and social media channels that I see are simply part virtue signaling and part ego/pride. So let me clarify this. There's nothing wrong with being a hobby seller, part-time seller, and there's nothing wrong with recycling. They don't go hand in hand. Being a professional seller, somebody who's trying to make any amount of money on eBay, you should not be skimping on your buyers. Treat your buyers how you would want to be treated. And some people are going to say, well, I'd be thrilled to receive recycled material. You wouldn't be thrilled to receive it if it showed up and it was water damaged or degraded or whatever, and your item wasn't in the perfect condition, or that your seller even ran that risk. What if it showed up and it was almost damaged, like it was falling apart and it barely nearly ended up in, no man's land? So the truth is, when you're on social media behind a screen, don't just throw it out there to throw it out there. Think it through logically, use the factual evidence, use the common sense, and say to yourself, you know what, if I had the choice between this professional material and this reused material, I would use this professional material 99% of the time because it makes sense, it's better, it's less risky, and I'm treating my buyer like a professional buyer, and I'm treating my business like a professional business. Remember, some companies go as far as getting their own logos printed on their material. Can you imagine receiving something from Best Buy or Target or any of these big box Fortune 500 companies and it being out of the garbage in a pizza box? Could you imagine that? There's a reason they are as big as they are. Branding, professionalism. And I know they all have their issues, but you get what I'm saying. Shipping people stuff in soup boxes and diaper boxes, pizza boxes is not okay. And if somebody ships me that, I'm gonna talk to them about it. I'm gonna message them and say, hey, you should not have shipped my $200 watch in a pizza box. That's not cool, right? And I'm not gonna necessarily say I'll leave them a negative. There's times I will. A neutral for sure, but a negative, no. If somebody's just selling 1 or 2 items on eBay, still act professional. So I don't want to stretch this video out any longer. I think it's long enough. Hopefully I made my point. Hopefully it makes sense. And hopefully I don't get just attacked because I'm saying don't recycle, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in your real world life, in this, recycle till the cows come home. I'm all for that. In business, when you're shipping somebody an item that they spent money on, and we all know how hard it is, as it is, to get people to separate from their money already, treat them like a customer, treat them like they're professional, treat them like they handed you their money, their hard-earned money. Treat them like you want their item to get to them in one piece and not, oh, I did ship it and it did get there in one piece. Luckily, make sure you know it's gonna get there in one piece and make sure it gets there looking like it belonged getting there in one piece. With that said, I'll leave the links to where I get my materials down below. It's an affiliate link, helps me out if you buy any of it. I appreciate that. It is the exact same items, not these eBay ones. They're overpriced. Only use your coupon on this. Sorry, eBay, you are overpriced. I'll link you the generic ones that I get. Same with the bubble mailers. And if you need padded flat rates, go on USPS.com, make a free account, and order these 1 box at a time. I recommend if you order more than 1 box, they tend to not ship them as quickly. So order 1 box, get on the next day, order another box. They're free. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Packing material, packing supplies, eBay, Mercari, Etsy, wherever you sell on, all the same story, doesn't matter. And hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I hope I get a little bit of support in the comment section. We'll have to wait and see how they go. Appreciate all of you watching, and thank you again for your continued subscribership and support and fun times here on the channel. Hit that like button. It's down below, turns it blue. Appreciate it, helps the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe, come back, watch future videos. I'll keep putting out eBay how-tos, tips, tricks, news, and everything from the world of reselling. eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, you name it, we cover it. And all the other great links along with this shipping material is down below, including accounting, relisting, cross-listing, and our listing service, Ecommerce Listers, with a 20% off coupon code for the weekend. And please, also, if I'm not on the rest of the weekend, we are about to get a nasty little tropical storm. We could lose some power, so I'll try to be back on with you the rest of the weekend. We'll be okay, though. Nothing major here, just some power outages, I assume, for a couple hours. So thank you, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time.